Hello everyone and welcome to a very special live A&R feedback session here on the Toolroom Academy YouTube page. It's wicked to be back to see you guys, and got a very special guest joining us today to listen to your demos and give you guys feedback.
Who's coming in?
Stuart Knight will be here in a couple of minutes time. You'll have to get up so he can sit down as well. Is that all right?
Yeah, I'll just come in to grab a cup of tea, to be honest.
Welcome, Mr. Mark Knight.
Hello, Peter. How are you?
I'm very well, mate. How are you?
Good. And before we get into this, I need a favour from you guys. So we're about to give you a favour, so I need one back before we kick off.
Let's do it. Let's pull them in.
I am about to, myself, Jamie, who works here, and James, you guys all know James, we thought it would be way too easy to just get on a flight and go to Amsterdam. So we've decided to cycle to Amsterdam to ADE to raise money for Bridges for Music. Now, I need you guys to sponsor me because it's one hell of a ball-breaking journey. It's nearly 400 miles on the bike. We're doing like 100 miles a day. It's brutal. It's going to be a killer.
And then you've got to expect to do some meetings and work when you get to ADE as well.
Exactly. We arrive at, I think we get into Amsterdam at 3 o'clock on the Wednesday. We leave Sunday. We arrive at 3 o'clock Wednesday. And then we're straight into our mix. Well, we've got our party at 6 o'clock. Our mixer at 6 o'clock. So it's going to be brutal, but I would need you guys to donate, dig deep. Look, even if it's £1, who cares? At least you've made the effort. You've done the right thing. Of course, it all helps. Now, the link is in my bio. Go to my Instagrams at DJ Mark Knight, and then just go to the bio and donate.
So before we start,
give everyone 2 minutes to just do that. Just give them a sec.
Wait for the pound sign.
That's it. We'll wait till everyone's done that, and then by all means we'll start.
Bailey, you can whack the link on the chat, can't you?
Yeah, or Bailey will whack the link to me. Yeah, he'll do that in the chat. But
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it would really mean a lot if you would just, even if it's £1, it really doesn't matter. That's a great effort. At least you've.
It's a great cause, guys.
You had in your pocket and done something, and we're about to bust our asses quite literally with a 400-mile cycle. So yeah, we'd appreciate a little bit of support and help
respect on that one. Enough respect.
Thanks, mate.
No, it's wicked, man. Really, really good. I shall make sure I do it myself as well. Not the ride, but sponsor you. That is.
Yeah.
On that as well, for any of you guys that are heading over to the Amsterdam dance event, which I do thoroughly recommend if you're trying to break into the industry, we're doing a really cool Toolroom Academy event. It's a free event on Thursday the 19th at the Van Pufflin restaurant, 1 till 4 p.m. We're doing live A&R feedback, and this gentleman will be giving all the lows and highs from his 25-year long career. Loads you'll be able to take away from that. Bit of a networking industry mixer thing. So if you can make it, make sure check to the Toolroom Academy socials. There's a sign-up link. As I say, it's free, but it is first come, first serve. So it'd be wicked to see some of you guys there.
And have you donated yet?
Let's see. Let's see what we've got. Loads of people on chat here. I'm loving this.
Good.
How we doing, gang? Goober, LD, Max, what's up? Everyone all right? Omi, the homie. Ricardo, Thanos, Ollie, how are we?
Not the real Thanos.
James, could be. Dylan, how is everyone doing? Everyone good? Loz, oi, oi. Great to see you guys back. It's been a while, right? Oh, look, there's the classics. Seb, Nino, Emma. Everyone good in the hood? God, I can't shout you all out. We'd be here all day, but wicked to see this so busy. Lovely, guys. Nice one. If you are wondering, guys, how these sessions work, this is the first time joining us here on these. So we do these live A&R feedback sessions live here on the YouTube channel. Okay, you need to be following Toolroom Records, Toolroom Academy socials for this. And we do a call out to submit your demos, submit your tracks to Bailey here at Toolroom Academy. We collate them all, keep them all together. And then when we do these live A&R feedback sessions, we group them all in and we just pick a bunch at random. There's no pre-listening. We literally just go through the list, pull a few in, play them live on this session and give you feedback here on the spot. Anything constructive we can think of to help you move forward with your productions, to help your track move on that little bit, all right? It's a great learning curve for you all. It's a great opportunity, and I'm always telling students at the academy, you've got to seek opportunities, you've got to put yourself out there, even if it's a bit scary to send your music out and have it played. You'll learn loads from hearing other people's tracks get A&R'd as well, won't you?
Totally, yeah. No, it's a scary thing, but let's dive into it, shall we?
Let's do it. Let's do it and dive in. Right. I need to go and delve into my random folder here.
Dive into the Tech House Tombola.
We love a Tech House Tombola, don't we?
We should actually commission a tech house tombola.
We should. We've
Bring
now
it to ADE like a big wheel. Hey?
We've had an interpretation of that on one of our courses, but the way we selected our tracks to play at the end, we actually did on that little record player over there. One of our students came up with it, and we had a disc put on it with all the students' names, and we were pressing start and stop.
Oh, that's a great idea.
It was quite good fun, to be fair. It did land on the same name about 5 times at one point, but it's not the point.
You have to keep A&R on the same record.
You
change your opinion on it, but
the tombola spoke.
I wasn't sure about it. After 5 listens.
Yeah, let's just keep going. Right, I've got one loaded up here, guys. So the first one I have picked at random is Costa UK. And this track is called Tribal Flute. I've got it loaded here into my Ableton. All right, so we're going to share this screen so you guys can see it all as well. We'll bust it out. I'll do my nice little fade in just so we don't bleed everyone's ears straight away. And I might do a little needle drop. I'm going to skip through a bit just so we can get through.
We're not going to play the whole thing. We get a vibe, you know. We'll be able to work out from that.
Let's do it. Let's do this first one, shall we? Let's go. Okay, we are back on. I think we're having a little bit of a technical issue there. We're having a little bit of audio glitching going on there. So bear with us, guys, for 1 second, just while we sort this out.
Can you A&R it on that bit? Yeah. So far, so good.
So far, so good.
We've done stuff with Costa before. We know Costa.
Okay, right.
That's really well produced.
Okay, we ready to dive back in, Bailey? Yeah, I might have to reset my audio. 1 second. Apologies, guys. Sometimes this happens. I don't have Camlink as an audio out now. You can't help things happening live, eh, guys? No, not there for me. Not there for me. Just to prove we are totally live, guys. Right, let's try one more time. Preferences. Yes, Camlink is there. Let me just check it on my Mac as well. Double the output. Camlink. Right. Let's see if we can make this work now, guys. Let's roll. Wicked stuff,
yeah,
Costa.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a great deal to report here on this one. It's pretty much spot on.
It's really not. We're looking to just literally pull hairs at that final stage
now. But
I mean, to sign a record. It's
for
great.
me, I just thought it's lacking a bit. So it's 16ths in the groove. Could done with a shaker or a tambourine that was a bit more present. That kind of filled the spectrum of drums up a little bit. I felt it just relied on the open hat a bit too much, but that said, the groove was really good. It was well syncopated. I just thought to give it that next level of energy, I would have put something in that playing 16ths.
Yeah.
And we just said, both agreed on the last bit, when it coming at the breakdown, it should have just had the vocal and the flute playing at the same time. It kind of had all the right things happening beforehand, but then you rob the main hook.
Yeah, I didn't get that vocal at the end of the build just to resolve.
Just keep it going.
And then keep it going.
So for the first time, you got the flute, and the story was told perfectly. It was flute, vocal, and they both worked. But then the final payoff should have been flute and vocal together.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
Let's go full tilt energy.
It's minutiae. Maybe as well, you could have put a string in there as well, just something to fill the top end. But you're talking 1 or 2%, but those 1 or 2% do make a difference.
Yeah, they do.
They really do.
It's worth knowing because they're the sort of things you very rarely spot on your own when you're producing a track on your own.
Yeah,
I mean, normally you're talking the 10-15%, but that's really
super close. I mean, God, you could see that on tracks or Who Plays or one of those records. Yeah. In a heartbeat. It's sonically bang on.
Wicked.
Had all the right ingredients. Yeah, just 1 or 2 things. Something playing 16ths in the groove, maybe a string. Going into the breakdown, held in the breakdown. When it went to the kick and the bass, just putting the string in there just feels a tiny bit more
tension, so that you get that crossover between those.
Yeah,
two
and it's a new ingredient there. When it goes down to the kick and the bass, bring a string in there because it's something new. Do you know what I mean? And just fills the spectrum of sound up a little bit. But we are splitting hairs here.
Definitely, it's wicked.
Yeah, very good.
Top
well
work.
done.
Thanks for sending in, mate.
Yeah, fair play.
Right, let's have a look in my folder here and pull something else over. I'm not going to overthink about it. Okay, I've got one here loading in. Come on, Mac. Let's play ball. Let's play ball. Right, I've got a track here. Ash Reynolds. Plans for tonight. Any plans for tonight, Mark?
Plans tonight. I've actually got to do a bit of work tonight. I've got to go. I'm playing at Garrow City on Saturday night. Also, if anyone's around in London, I'm doing a special charity show at 93 Feet East in East London. It's to raise money for one half of Bobby and Stevie. He slipped into a coma after COVID and has never really come back. And we are raising money to look after him. Amazing. So it's a great cause. And it's where my career began. If it wasn't for the guys, Bobby and Steve, and Gary City, I wouldn't be sat here today. In all
wouldn't
fairness.
have been inspired in the way you were.
No, and they gave me all my breaks in the early days. And if there's anything I can do to repay, they're like brothers to me, Bobby and Steve.
Amazing.
So yeah, if you're in London on Saturday night, I think there's about 20 tickets left. Something ridiculous. I think they might sell a few tickets at the door, but it's going to be an absolute
venue. That'll be wicked.
And Pete, you've seen the weather for the weekend.
I know.
25 degrees.
I know.
93 feet east, courtyard.
Amazing.
Some brilliant soulful house, disco. It's only one place to be. Sorry.
Get your shorts on, get your dancing shoes on, and get involved.
And get involved in a great cause. More charity work, Peter.
Love it. You're full of charity today. I love
it's charity month.
I love that.
Well, look, listen, we're very fortunate to do what we do. So if there's ever an opportunity to put back, it's all about that.
Wicked.
Hence why we're here now, Peter.
Exactly. It's exactly what this is about, guys.
It's non-stop.
It's non-stop, guys. It's non-stop. Right. Ash Reynolds. I'm going to check on chat just to see if you're logged in a minute. Plans for tonight. Here we go. Let's rock. He says.
Tell me what you're planning tonight. Baby, won't you, baby, won't you, baby, won't you come spend a little time with me?
Reynolds. What
Yes,
a
Ash.
lovely vibe.
Yeah, nice vibes, man.
Really nice, man. Really nice. We were feeling that.
Definitely. When it came on, it was like, okay, this is really cool. You know, the chords are really nice.
And a whole record stands for something. You're taking us to that place of what you're trying to do vibe.
Yeah, it's got its own identity. You know what I mean? It's not a generic record in any way, shape, or form, which straight away gives it identity and personality. What's happening with the personality is like you've got this beautiful pad that is really lush and nice, but because there's no side chaining going on at all in that record, none of the sounds have any transients, any bite, any attack. Like when the piano chords come in and the kick, well, you couldn't even hear the kick because you've got a pad. It's a bit like getting a duvet, putting it all over the track and then trying to hear the parts. Now that pad is lush. It's really good, but you need to side chain the arse out of it in the groove and tuck it to the back of the mix to let everything else come through. When the drums come in, it sounded a bit like a mistake because everything was just full with sound. There was no room for the kick and the drums to make any mark because you had a pad of duvet sat across everything.
And it's the same when the vocals went out mid groove and you're trying to make a thing of the vocals going and us just focus on the chords, but then it was like I'm not getting the chords fully because the pad just stayed.
Well, although you've got wicked piano
transition.
chords in there, got a really nice riff in that, you've got a nice vocal, and all it needs is just side chaining, group everything up, side chain it. When it comes to the breakdown, then take the side chain off the pad so you feel the lush part of it. You know that I do that all the time. And then you had something to say about the vocal and the range and
like
the
halfway
outro.
through the break, I was just like, "Baby," and it
Where's
wasn't there.
the vocal?
I just went to go, and I was like, "There's no vocal." And I waited again and again, and it's a long break. That was like I think 32 bars, and then we got it at the end. And I was like, "Oh, okay, you give it to me at the end," and I wait for this moment, and then we just dropped. Yeah, you did that sort of tech house thing of like going, no, I'm going to be called for school and go down to just groove and bass.
You had all this instrumentation all the way through the record, and then the pinnacle of the record.
The main moment where
the
I'm
main moment,
lose myself
get that all
and just
out.
go, whoa! It was
get
like,
it out.
It's gone.
Whoa! It's
and
like
we were
the
like,
polar
no,
opposite of what you should do.
Don't
get
take that away from
me.
You took my lollipop away. I was just like, yeah. You've got to drop with that. You've got to kick back in with it all going because that's.
First thing first, though, group everything up into sections. Put your drums in one group, put your bass in another, put your pads in another, put your keyboards in another, and side chain everything, and that track will come alive. You know, give everything space. At the moment, like I say, it sounds a bit like you've got a duvet across all the parts. Yeah. In that pad, the pad's brilliant. Do not take it out. Just make it suck in the mix, and everything will have a space. Then you're masking all that brilliance in the record, and then it's just an arrangement thing. You know, don't get to the pinnacle of a record and then take everything out. Put it all in there. That kind of do the opposite of that. But all the component parts are bang on. Just a bit of a mix thing. Yeah. And look, what you should be doing as well is invest in yourself. If you're not a mix guy and you want to get better at mixing, then go and spend a day, book a day's session at Wired or something like that, and go and sit in and do an attended mix and watch how they do it and go, oh, that's a great tip. Totally. Don't expect everyone to be the finished article.
Mixing as well, to be really good at mixing.
You need to be a mix engineer.
You've got to be a mix engineer, which is like that's
a whole other skill set.
That's a career to spend like years and years learning and investing in your room, your speakers, understand the difference of that, testing those mixes out. I think people think and expect themselves to be everything.
You can't be everything.
And it's like, if you're creative and you're really good at coming up with ideas and producing,
that's producing.
Focus
End
on
of
that.
Story.
Focus
that's
on
it.
That. But then I don't finish mixing my records because I haven't invested time in my career to do that.
And you're not a mix engineer.
And my ears are knackered. My left ear's knackered. So I will sit in a studio with a mix engineer who helps me achieve what I want, my vision of that. And I'm sitting there guiding that. It's okay to do that. It's like,
in fact, it's the right thing to do that.
Because then my record sounds 20 times better than if I had spent 6 months painstaking over it and it would still sound rubbish.
And you get lost in it. But I know that I would just work on the arrangement, just work on the end of the record being the pinnacle of the record, not the outro. Totally. And maybe lose 8 bars in that breakdown. Then maybe book a session with Wired or someone like that and go and sit in for the day, and that record will come alive.
Totally.
But it's really original. It's really different. In no way generic. So look, we're being overly harsh. We always say this in these things. You know what I mean? But why not? That's what we would do. If David Gatter sent me a record, I'd do the same process. I A&R it in the same way. With it, there's no compromise. No. That's my job. To get the best. We're
passionate about this. We want you to have the best sounding record
and the best advice. You know what I mean?
Totally.
This is the Tool Room Academy. We're basing on the threshold is what we would do at Tool Room, what we would accept. So we're just giving you that level of advice or feedback. So if your record was to fit on tour, you would need to take all these steps for it to then qualify on tour.
Totally. Right, let's keep it going.
Yep.
Let's keep it going. Let's go back to the Tech House Tombola Foster folder and see what we've got. What have we got in here? Let's have a look. Right. Pull something over. Okay, I have grabbed a track here by Thomas Kane. And the track is called Riccata.
Everything looks well maxed.
Maxed, yeah.
Which is cool, you know what I mean? It's better.
Yeah. People are sending, if they're going to send a demo in.
It's vibey, sonically vibey.
Yeah. All right, Thomas.
Let's do it.
Let's do this, mate.
groove is wicked, by the way.
Yes, Thomas.
Yeah, well done, Thomas. Groove is rough.
The groove is really good.
Really good. Sonically as well, really good.
Yeah,
and the groove,
really good in
straight when it comes, like, wow, that's cool. I love
drums
this.
and the B line were like proper, just
bang on.
Fist went, proper head
The
nodding.
lead sound, now that needs a bit of work. In the end, I was actually getting a little bit annoyed with it. Like, it's
Marmite. It is. It's definitely Marmite. You're either going to love that or hate that.
On a very loud sound system, that might annoy you a bit more.
It could send you over. It's that.
Yeah.
It's the whole.
Just the wrong. Do that for 5 minutes and see if I don't want to punch you.
We mean this in the nicest possible way, Thomas.
We're only having bad,
honestly,
Thomas.
we mean this in the nicest possible way.
It's so well produced. It's so well. It's just not the right lead. Just mute that.
It could.
Everything else is pretty much. Even all the production on it was spot on as well. Like pitched down at the end of 16s and stuff.
I do feel the build up.
Shouldn't have gone.
The breakdown going
epic.
down to nothing was nice, but then we stayed more nothing, and then had a really short, intense build up. Just kind of
spread that out a bit. Yeah,
spread that
yeah,
out
exactly.
So the build-up's a bit longer,
maybe
but
that's right. Maybe just all jump all back. Like when it went to nothing,
rushed,
just go straight to the drums filtered. It's the tour. I know it's the
Tour and way.
It's the Tour and Checkouts template. I know,
but it works
because it's
but it works.
It totally works. I mean, I've used the same arrangement all the time. It works. You just got to get it right with the elements you've got. Could it do with a little vocal motif instead of like I would just have a riff playing triplets, just like a kind of little tiny stab. There
was the one that plays afterwards.
Yeah, that's all right. That's more of a.
That's quite a nice little answer, but it's not going to work.
That's more of a percussive statement than a lead part. The lead's doing is in all the right places.
It's just not the right in the sound.
It's not the right sound. Spin that.
It's not quite killer, that sound.
For all the same production, like reverbs are in the right places, pitches down. The production's spot on.
It's nice.
It's, you're splitting hairs with production. It's just the wrong lead sound.
That's it.
The groove, best groove I've heard. Wicked. Like when you switch sound, I was like, that's rough.
Yeah.
So
amazing.
Fair play. Really
Top
good.
Work, Thomas. That
well done,
was
Thomas,
really,
mate. Well done,
really
Thomas.
solid. I think Thomas is here in chat as well.
Has he donated to the ride?
Thomas, have you donated?
Come on, Thomas. Get your hands
he said, love the comments
so
far. Always good to get feedback. Fair play, mate.
And yes, I've donated £50. Oh, that's very kind. See, look, Thomas is leading the charge with the donations. You too could be like Thomas. Call 0800. Right to ADE now.
We're going into the adverts. When Danny sat in on one of these, me and Danny started doing radio jingles, everything. We lost it, but it was 108 degrees in here. We were both dripping with sweat, and we lost it.
Yeah,
we're doing voiceovers, everything, weren't we? We're going there. We're slipping in that way. Right, let's go and get another one. Let's go and get another one. Oh, love it. Love it. And just in case, for those of you that have didn't catch me at the beginning, I am doing something called needle dropping, which means I'm just sort of whacking the cursor through the track occasionally, rather than sit and listen to a full 5-6 minute track, just so we can get a few more in. I'm skipping through a little bit. All right, guys, if you're wondering what that was.
But the quality so far has been superb.
Really good.
It's just, it just goes to show there's literally. They're just all the ones that land in the inbox. So you're just there's no pre-checking this. They're just that's the quality. So flipping hell, fair play to you guys. You know what I mean?
Isn't it?
It's all there or thereabouts.
You guys are not far away. Honestly,
10%. You're 10%.
Really not far away.
It's a 10% gang in tonight. I'm telling you.
10% gang. Love it.
Wow.
We don't take bribes,
but the answer is yes. It is. That's the way life works. That's the way life works.
Bumped up the queue and maybe a bottle of bud at the next tour event. Who knows?
Well, listen, it's all for a great cause. The Bridges for Music is an
incredible
charity. I mean, listen, we're all fortunate enough to be sat in here doing this. I guess you guys will be at home in studios and with a roof over your head. These are for kids in South Africa that just don't have those
don't have access to anything like this.
No,
they could
those
even dream
opportunities,
of having an opportunity and playing around with music in any form.
Listen, it's all of our responsibility to help.
Totally.
Music is a global community, isn't it? Especially house music. That's the whole ethos of house music is a unity, is a collective thing. You know, that's why we're here.
One.
You know, it is as one. You know, that's why we're giving advice back to you, because that's the premise of house music. You know, if we all join together. Sounds like the words for an old CC Rod song.
I might have to come back to this for some lyrics for a record.
Yeah, but you know that's what it's all about.
Totally,
you know, that's
man.
the spirit of house. I mean, sometimes I think we get lost in it. We all get a bit self, you know.
I think we get lost in our own goals. It's not even selfishness. I think we just get so wrapped up in what we're trying to achieve. I think everyone's stopping and just looking and going, how could I help someone? It's an amazing thing.
And that's what the culture of house music should be about. Let's never lose sight of that.
Totally.
You know, it's inclusive, it's collective, it's a unified thing. You know, when we all started raving in Phil back in the late 80s, let me tell you, it was a game changer.
Yeah.
It really was, you know. From going out into a local town, everyone would fight each other, to just you're ending up in random people's flats telling you love them. You know, it was
making friends from all walks of life.
I know it was a very special thing, and that's.
I've had many nights out where I've ended up actually spending some, like majority of night actually in some chill out area, and made a whole new load of best mates. Still an amazing night.
Yeah,
because it's just what happens. You just meet people, and
that's what, you know, that should be extended in everything. That ethos and that spirit should be extended into everything that is house.
Totally, man. So. Yeah, it's a great charity, great cause, man. So honestly, and I love the fact you're pushing it. You're passionate about pushing it. That's what it's about.
100%.
So, all right, let's do this. So I've got another record loaded up. This is by Bruce Glennie. I really should start wearing my glasses now. Bruce Glennie, and the track's called Chariot, featuring Mega. I think it's Mega. Right, let's do it. Let's roll.
We woke up in paradise, don't need magic. Then my thoughts just carry us home, tonight. When you know I'll lead you home, chariot. Take you back to where you're from, chariot. One step forward.
Wow, Bruce, that is a really nice
good,
record.
really good. Wow, I mean, the quality. We were just saying off air. The quality threshold is just wicked.
It's brilliant,
I mean,
and just a different the creativity.
Everything's been different in its own way, but everything's been good in its own in its own context.
It feels like everyone's gone, I know what I want to achieve, and really gone for it rather than just sat down sort of going, oh, what am I going to make?
And nothing's been generic so far.
No, not at all.
I really like it.
I really like that. I mean, we've got a really interesting vocal, melody, the vibe of it's got that sort of Gorgon City poppy vibe to it. It's a really nice instant flavour. The vocal's very emotive.
It's still spinning around in my head.
Yeah. It's one of them ones if you're driving you get proper lost in thought of something emotional. You know, you could connect to it really well, which is lovely. I think it's really nice. I think it's just a couple of things production wise that's interesting, that it'd almost be nice to see the project and just go, what
yeah, I mean, it's a lot of vibrato on her voice. Sorry, who did this track?
Bruce Glennie.
Is Bruce online?
And just the vocalist.
Yeah, Bruce, just a quick one, mate. Mega. Was that vocal recorded to that track at that tempo initially?
Or was the vocal
there's a lot of vibrato in her
and
voice. I mean, she might have that naturally, but tends to happen when you really speed it up.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Let us know on chat, because that's what it's saying. It's like,
well, yeah. It wasn't the original tempo, because when you stretch it out, you can really hear the vibrato. And that, that's not a bad thing. Some people naturally have that amount of vibrato in their voice. Yeah, I'd say so, because also some of the cuts in the, obviously where you stretched it and trying to get it to sit in the pocket, some of them could be better. Like there's one point where you cut the vocal and it come in a bit too abrupt. It didn't feel natural.
It's like we lost.
This is hair splitting. I mean, I spent hours and hours on vocal production. But yeah, I mean, if you get to re-record it, I think the vocal's great.
Yeah.
It's the sort of thing you can imagine. Shut your eyes and imagine hearing on the BBC on the television, to the rugby, like the Chariots.
Yeah, there's an inspirational thing you're watching.
I think it's really cool.
That's the track they use.
It's really good.
Totally.
Breakdown was a bit over elaborate. You come up and stop, then but in and out and then out.
It threw me a bit. I
could have just been a little bit more simplified.
I think you could introduce that piano in that break in a more simple way.
Yeah.
Rather than going, we went down to nothing, then we did the 8 bars of that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's too many different themes, 8-bar themes. Just kind of simplify that a little bit. Yeah, just have a kind of more natural flow. And then there was a couple of things where it's going to happen, then it didn't happen, then it happened. Just ramp it in, just simplify it. It's a bit over elaborate. But look, it's easier to pare it back than it is to try and.
Totally.
It's all there. You just need to simplify
it. And that will sound beautiful if you re-record that vocal with a natural take.
Really good. Interesting effect on the piano as well, like you said.
Yes, that was the thing with the piano. There was an effect on it, and I was like, it almost felt like you've got a piano and then you end up moving a few things with Melodyne, and it sometimes changes the tone of it.
Yeah, the kind of the transients, the attack of it have been all really rounded off. All the note, the attack, all the.
So then when we were backing in the groove and we were all going,
it just gets a little bit lost. It should be really punching in your face, really transient. You should be able to cut your finger on.
That should be the real lead once we drop one. Come back in with that in,
but dude, it's all there. It's all there. Again, it's 10%, and you
love it.
Winner. It's really good. And I think the versatility of that, it will lend to syncs and other opportunities, not just within the club context. That you can see that transferring into all sorts of sync opportunities. So
totally. Even have a play of it yourself. Like when you've done it and finished it, have a play with just how easy it is with video editors. Try putting it over stuff.
Well, and if you've got and look, I don't know if you guys know too much about publishing. If you've got publishing deals or whatever, but when you've got a record that's that accomplished and that has that's that accomplished, you should be giving that to your publisher and getting that to music editors and see where you can get syncs and opportunities. You can earn a fortune off of that, an absolute fortune. I mean, I had lucky enough, I wrote a record with Calvin Harris and Tiny Temper, and one year it got used in the Super Bowl halftime advert, and the money we made from that was
just from that one
advert.
Publishing.
Do you know what I mean? And
right?
that's the diversity in that you've got in terms of opportunities with music. If you make a record that is, I guess, more song based and more hook orientated, then it lends itself to lots of different opportunities within publishing, with TV syncs, all those kind of things. And
there's more opportunities than just DJ charts. We all get a lot of
Beatport and Spotify.
You know
that's a tiny part of your revenue potential. It really is. I mean, it leads into gigs. That's the bit that drives gigs. But you need to understand, if you're new coming into this industry, all the other potential, within the spectrum of making music, and where else you can avail of earning money. And a record like that, you could see. You shut your eyes, you can see it in all different instances, as an advert on television.
Totally. It's especially the minute you start playing with emotion for a record, whatever that is, if you go really sad, really happy, really sort of heartfelt, you've got a lot of opportunity for that. And that's really emotive.
Yeah, it's really good. Vocals and everything. Really good. It's stuck in my head. It's really stuck in my head.
Top work, Bruce. So Daddy was just saying, how can I send my track in for feedback? So we do these live A&R feedback sessions kind of every sort of 4 to 8 weeks. It's a bit more of a special surprise thing that we're doing occasionally. You need to follow Toolroom Academy on social media, okay, to when we announced we're going to be doing the next one with our next guest, okay? And we will put the call to action in to send your demos in. It's actually sending them to Bailey at toolroomacademy.com. He's going to kill me for saying that out loud now when we haven't announced the next one. But that's what you're going to do. You're going to be sending your tracks.
Slide yourself into Bailey's email.
Slide yourself into his DMs.
No dick pics.
Yeah. No nudes. No nudes, please.
He's got enough of those.
He gets enough of that from Grindr. Right. So keep your eyes peeled, guys. Toolroom Academy socials, and you will find out when we will do the next one of these. You can send your tracks in. We collate them all, and we just pick at random. If you don't get played, don't be disheartened, all right? Just come join in the vibe. As you can see, it's good fun. You can connect with everyone else on chat, network a little bit, make some mates, come back for the next one and try again. Just keep trying, all right? Because
did you also mention donate to Bridges for Music?
We haven't mentioned that yet, actually, as well. So if you want to as well, check out
we're covering all bases
somewhere
here.
In the chat. Bailey's going to post in there a
Bailey's
link
backing it back
so that you can donate to Bridges for Music, a great charity to give music opportunities for people that are far less privileged.
Even if you give 50p a pound, at least you're the better man or woman for putting your hand in your pocket.
Go for it. Whatever you can put in, whatever you can. Do you know what I mean? Look, forego that coffee from a coffee house. Watch us once this week. It's a few quid, right? Just think that one coffee, I'll have an instant one at home.
It could make a bigger difference.
Throw 2-3 quid in and make a massive difference. Mark's and Jamie and James Herr are cycling all the way from London to Amsterdam in a couple of weeks for the Amsterdam dance music event to raise money, so you can sponsor them. All right, nice one. I love it. Loving the vibes of this.
Vibes have been bang on, man.
What have we got here? Right, let's have a look. Where's my folder gone? All right, I'm putting something over. I'm not overly thinking about it. Whose name it is? What have I got? I've got Luke Siqueira.
How you doing, Luke?
Oh dear. Sometimes I just look at surnames and I just go a bit dyslexic and cannot.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I have to drop people's surname because I just can't say it. It's a bit bad. Or just
to be honest, I look forward to the end of year outtakes when Danny puts them together of all the surname pronunciations and blah blah blah.
Lujan Fernandez. I got stuck on that for about 10 minutes. Just couldn't do it.
It's a good one. That
way above.
It's a good one.
My pay grade.
I think it's Luke Siqueira. I reckon that's right. Let us know.
How you doing, Luke? By the way,
let us know. Right. Let's do this, Luke. Let's dive in. Let's do it. Hang on. Why is my... Maybe I need to turn my volume up. Let's go. Luke bringing the funk there with that beeline.
Luke knows his onions, Peter.
He does know his onions.
The only thing, can you now play? That was the instrumental, right?
It
wasn't the instrumental.
It wasn't the instrumental. Right. So that's where we're coming from on this one, Luke.
Sounded like you played me the instrumental.
That's what it felt like.
Song.
That's exactly what it felt like.
The full vocals coming.
The full vocals coming next week, next month. That's where we're coming from with this one, Luke. It felt like you became a bit stuck with the breakdown, like how you produced that, because you were like, I sort of need something else. I need a phrase. I need a verse. I need something else to put in there. That's what it feels like we were waiting for. I think
the whole record does. I mean, you've got the perfect sound bed. You've got this perfect backing track for the thing. You've just now got to find the thing. Production's really good. All the fills are really good.
Bassline's wicked.
All of it, all the sound choices. The only thing I thought the string was a bit dodged, but look, splitting hairs there. I thought you could get a better string sound. Playing the same thing, I thought playing was cool. I just thought it could be a bit more sophisticated in line with the record.
Yeah, it was nice thought.
But I thought you were just waiting for the thing now. All you need to now do is find the thing. And now what you should do is send it out to a bunch of people who can write a top line and the vocal. And then you get all their creative input and their ability on top of a fantastic backing track. I think it's just missing the thing that identifies this record as what it is.
Totally. And don't be scared of that. So many people, if you haven't worked with vocalists before, they always say to me, well, how do I do that? Where do I start? And I'm like, well, do some research. Go and look at all the records that you love, that you play, that you buy.
If not,
go and look through them and go and find all the vocalists that you like. It may be that you don't necessarily aim for those ones that are right in constant top tens. Do you know what I mean? Find ones in the scene which are appropriate.
Well, if you don't get
there's
feedback,
loads out there. Hunt them down.
If you two don't get back to you, don't feel disarmed. But
totally.
On the same breath, I mean, look at all the records you're playing and going, do you know what? I really like Lisa Shaw. She's brilliant. Do you know what? I look her up on Instagram. And send her the track.
It's worth a try.
I mean, that's how I
and you'll be surprised.
Whole career.
You will be surprised.
Some will say no, and some will say a lot.
You'll be surprised the ones that will
yes.
say yeah, or they'll at least come back and go, "Oh, send us a track. Let's have a listen, see if I vibe with it."
And I think someone like Lisa Shaw on that, who does a lot of stuff on Sorted, works with Miguel Miggs a lot. Someone of that ilk, or a male vocalist. I mean, for the right of everyone. Do you know who? Getting a lot of hate at the moment, and someone I'd like to work with, and heads up, first person to get to who wins. Benjamin Diamond.
All right, wow.
What record? Right, the answer's on a postcard now. Can you name me the record that Benjamin Diamond sang on? Right, anyone in the chat?
French House one.
Yeah, French House. But what was it? Come on, you all know it. First to get it, Benjamin Diamond. Someone's just texted me.
Was it Stardust? No. Stardust.
Music Sounds Better With You.
Music Sounds Better With You. Benjamin Diamond. Yeah, of course it was. I doubted myself because I was thinking this is too easy the answer, but yeah.
But can you imagine someone like him on top? Now, what's he done? That record has had a real spike. Like my son Rupert, he's only 12, obsessed with Music Sounds Better With You. That's come back into the whole TikTok sphere.
It sort of never goes, but it goes up. It's come right up again.
It's come back up again. But what's Benjamin Diamond doing? Could he appear on...
the thing is, you've got nothing to lose. You've got nothing to lose, and that's the thing to reach out, because that's how you get noticed. That track comes in, and you see
Benjamin's
even original vocalist, right? You're going to probably look at that more. Yeah, noticing there's an original vocal in there. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It needs an original. Put an original vocal in. Original backing track. There's no samples. Or there might be little musical samples. They might be all played. The guitar. I don't know, but it doesn't sound like it's sampled. So. If you're already in that lane and that way of thinking, then just pump out to a load of top liners or singers, singer-songwriters. But, that is the trick as a producer. That's what we do as producers. We are the creatives. We are the pullers together as projects, that I've made my whole career. You just fake it till you make it. You hit people up and say, I've made this record, I'm the bollocks, come and work with me. And some will say, no, you're not. And some will say, oh, maybe you are.
Totally,
and then,
stretch the truth a little bit.
And then they go, oh, do you know what? And then that builds your gravitas and your status. Mm-hmm. But you have to have that bravado, that belief in yourself that, do you know what I'm doing is decent. And you need to be on this record. And we'll work together on it and we'll create a thing. And that's what sets you apart.
You've got to sell yourself. You've got to sell your product.
And that belief in yourself to go out there and make it happen, and that's what production is. It's about pooling together all the best talent to realise the idea you've got in your head. You will direct all of those people. They'll all sit and go, what do I do? You'll have to have the vision of what you want to achieve.
And don't be afraid of getting that wrong either. Don't be afraid of getting it wrong. You just go for it. I think that's the one thing I've always respected about you since working with you, for the last 20 years. Get it wrong. Is that you always get it wrong.
Cheers, mate.
No, I do. I really respect how you have always, you've got an idea, you've got that vision, and you're like a juggernaut. You keep going. And even back in the days when we were working together on the A&R, and I'd be like, "Oh, dude, that's a huge sample, right?" And it's like, "Well, let's try and get it cleared." Rather than seeing like, "Oh, that's going to be a lot of hard work." It's like, "Well, let's try it. Let's do this." Or, what's the solution? What else can we do? Is there another way? Does anyone know? Does anyone contact? It's always this thing of going, well, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to find a way to get through. And I think that is exactly what you're talking about. And I think people, if all of us can plug into that a bit, and that a lot of that it's self-belief, which is some of us may lack in that. But one thing is try and do that. Try and bring that and just think, I can make this happen. I'm the one who can make this happen. You're the one who holds the cards. So just go for it, right?
Absolutely.
Just go for it.
If you shout loud enough with enough conviction, people will listen.
Yeah.
People will follow. But you got to do it. It's got to come from a place of belief. And if you totally epitomise and embody everything you're trying to achieve, then people will come with you. Like, wow, you believe in it? I'll give that a go.
They'll go with you.
But you have to resonate that kind of energy of belief.
Totally,
and try some stuff. Look, you might think, oh, Benjamin Diamond's going to kill this. I'll have a go, and he might not. But at least you've ruled out the equation. Go and. That's what it's all about. It's stretching the potential of what you can do,
Totally.
And that doesn't mean to say that you have to get on and try and see it yourself, but go and pull all the best people to realise the best that your idea can be.
Totally, man. Love it. That's what we're here to do, guys. Try and inspire you. All right, advice all round. Right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Okay, my eyes have grabbed something. I do know the name. We've worked with Shan before. But thanks for sending us another track.
Hi, Shan.
We've got this in here. Shan and Helvig. I don't recognise the name Helvig. An artist that Shan has worked with. Maybe a vocalist. Let's see. So this track is called Say What. I'm going to actually make the effort and put it on grid. All right. Let's do this, Shan. Let's roll. Yes, Shan.
Bang. I mean,
wow.
Yeah. Would you like? Let me pick out a hair, Pete. You can split it.
I'll try and split that hair,
yes,
if I can.
If you wouldn't mind.
I mean, crikey, yeah. There really isn't much to say on that. That's so really interesting, Shan. So I'm presuming Helvig may be the vocalist, or is it a co-production? Let us know. But I do love the creativeness of using the old Mama Say Michael Jackson vocal as following that rhythm.
Yeah,
it's quite cool.
It's good, but in a different way.
Yeah, in a different way.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't know. Yeah, like you say, was that the deal here? Was the Helvig the vocalist that did that? A couple of pointers for me, and again, it's minutiae. It's almost a subjective thing, but I think the lead sound, it does the right thing. And it cuts through, and it is not wrong. Is it magic? Is it as magical as it could be? Could it be, the sound design be better?
For me, I feel like Shan's at that level. She's at that level with her production.
All the other productions, all the detail is spot on. I just thought
percussion and the way it switches, and the little fills,
whistles,
so
fills,
good.
all that ear candy that
the
constantly
keeps detail is
it's
phenomenal.
spot on. I think you could probably push yourself to design the lead sound
to be
more
killer.
Unique and more killer. I also thought, two other things. Again, it's minutiae, but and maybe just a subjective thing. The first time when the league came out and it went to the Timbalis, a lot of it's been frenetic for a long time. I wouldn't go to the Timbalis. I'd go back to the vocals, let the track breathe for a little bit. Sometimes people try and force every instance. Yeah. I used to do the same thing when I first started out, because you're so close to it. Oh God, is that enough? More.
Sometimes constant energy.
Yes, sometimes it's about the light and shade. I would have gone in the first transition. I would have gone back to the full vocal.
Yeah, good shout.
Instead of cutting it with doing bit of the vocal and all the Timbalis, because you went from one frenetic scene to another frenetic scene. It can be a bit overwhelming on the dance floor on a really loud sound system. That just foot off the gas a little bit. Then when it does come back, it says something. It's a statement. When everything is frenetic, again, when it come out of the drop and the main breakdown, you have this held note. Too much. Like, it's trying too hard.
Let's not throw the kitchen sink.
You don't need to. It
I think that's a more modern approach now. I think going back 5 years before, it probably was a bit more constant. But I think where we're allowing a lot more groove back into house and tech house music again, aren't we?
Yeah, so and when tracks work when they breathe and everything syncopates and makes sense. If you try and fill up all the gaps all the time, it becomes a constant, almost like a constant tone of energy. What you want is moments. You want moments where it's on and when it's off. So the moments it's on, it has more impact. So that's the bit I would do. In the two instances when it went to the Timbalis could come halfway through that next 16 bar section. You could go to the vocals, so it stepped down a bit, and then you could bring the Timbalis in the next 8. But it went from one frenetic scene to another, because don't forget that stab, they coming on the drop at the first drop. You didn't introduce it. Bang, you have that straight in your face, and it grew for 16, and then we went to another scene. Look, we are really splitting hairs.
Totally, because
this is 5% stuff now we're getting to, and that is not wrong. That is not wrong. That would just, if I was to do this, or I'd say make those two changes. Take the hell thing out when it comes to you can fade that in over 16, but it's like try hard. Honestly, you don't need to. It's good enough. It's good enough. And I should do it all the time. Like, put a bigger white noise on the one, more things on the one when it comes in. Sometimes you have to trust in how good it is. And the real acid test of that is when you play it in a club, because everything is amplified and accented that much more because it's on a loud sound system.
You will feel
You will see, like,
you can
people
trust
are
your feelings.
Bit too much for me this now. Do you know what I mean? So you really get that indication. And I'm lucky, I know enough that I get those kind of instances to check my work, and if you don't, it's very hard. But trust me, it's just those. It's taken out.
That's what we always say to students. Though, I'm like, look, even if you literally if you've got your decks in your studio or another room, a totally separate occasion to when you finished it, turn it off, go and have a break, set aside another time and go and have a mix. But wait until you've been doing a DJ mix for a good half an hour before you bring your tune in. like getting the vibe of it.
Yeah,
so at least you can feel it.
Feel
Even
the
if you're not
context,
fortunate enough to play out, you will still feel it.
You've created context for your record then.
Totally. You know, I remember the days of practicing, learning to mix at home. I was supposed to imagine a crowd there. I'd be in the moment still.
Oh, yeah, I played to some of the best walls in the world.
Do you know what I mean? You'd really... you'd feel it. And that's when that's one time when you can self-critique your music, is if you do that.
It's a good idea that. DJ for half an hour, then bring it in. Create the context, realign your energy in your brain to something that you know and you trust in, and then bring your bit in, and does it dovetail in perfectly?
Your gut instinct will tell you.
Does it go in perfect? Wow, it's completely in context, or does it stick out?
Something will tell you in your gut instinct.
It's a good idea that.
Right, let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. So, what else have I got in here? Right, track here by Ryan Christiansen.
Hello, Ryan. How you doing, mate?
Hope you're there, mate. So this one is called... God, my eyes are really going. It is Don't Make Me Wait.
Please don't, Pete.
All right, I won't. I'll fade in nice and quick. Let's do it.
When I give you my number, don't make me
love it, Ryan.
Well done, Ryan. That's really good, mate.
That's really good. It's really fun. Really fun.
Jeez, yeah.
And the vibe of the vocals got this attitude, a slight 90s attitude, the way she sings.
Yeah.
It really suits that.
Totally.
That bass line, it really
great marriage of ideas.
I really like the vibe of them.
Really good.
It's really good. Really, really good.
What we both said was...
Both say the same thing. Simplify it. Simplify that riff pattern. It's too many notes.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes. Dun, 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 dun. Stop.
Dun, dun, dun,
so that it allows the riff to reset.
And you've actually taken a couple out before you stopped.
Dun, 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 dun. Stop. Dun, 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 dun.
You've added what you were singing.
I can't remember exactly.
You was going dun 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 dun.
But it's the stop.
Dun, dun. You wasn't doing the double. You wasn't doing the double earlier as well.
Maybe, yeah, okay. Jesus, Pete.
He's got to stick to what. He's got to stick to what he said.
No, how often are you doing the doubles? Every 2 bars, every 4, every 8? 2 bars,
every 4. What are you doing about the resolve? Come on.
I think it's just a.
No, like, I'm totally agree.
To get the funk, you have to create space. If you fill every gap up, you lose funk. Yeah. So the more gaps you put in, the more stops you put in, the more funk you create. Yeah, that's how funk works. You know, funk is the space in between the groove, in between the notes. And if you fill every one of those up, there's no space for funk.
Yeah.
So
and it becomes easier. It's easier to someone to listen to.
It's easier
and
to process because it's a phrase. Dun 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 dun. Stop. Dun 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 dun. Start again. Reset. But if you put a note in that, it never ends.
Yeah.
You know,
and I'm pretty sure you're doing 1 or 2 less notes even in the mid as well to what Ryan's got.
It's something that I can't remember exactly, but it's something along those lines. But in terms of component parts,
it's a great record. The parts are there. It's really fun.
Really good.
So your high string sounds iffy to me. I don't know if there's something there with the tune on that high string, but a small thing. And I'll be honest with you, Ryan, if that was me and I was making that record, I would then, when I've got that to a point I'm happy with, that's the sort of thing, what we were saying at the start of this session, that I'd probably take to a professional mix engineer and sit with a professional mix engineer who can make that just pop. Make that pop and invest in a session.
And there's loads of headroom for that. I mean, that's the first track we've seen with headroom. I mean, can people see the screen?
No. When we were playing them, they were. Yeah.
That's the first track we've seen that's not maxed out. It's got loads of potential to do that. And as Pete said, you get the right person, that track will come alive. I mean, I thought all the sound choices were great.
Really fun.
I mean, it's the sort of thing, if you really got the funk of that right, it's almost a bit early doors Fedde LeGrand.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that record was so instant addictable because that bass line, that melody was quirky, fun, and simple to process and latch onto.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where that became such.
Because I even think the riff changes from the beginning to when the vocal
you did say that somewhere.
Just
but
I thought in the intro. I thought it was different in the intro.
Was it different in the intro?
Just play.
Looping half of it, but then he does the resolve.
You got fills. So you got
That's why, because you latched onto that as the riff, and then
or just really on a triplets thing or something. So again, you've made it even more complicated to process. You know what I mean?
And then you're throwing in you're throwing in the other one with the vocal.
So you've got to process the vocal plus the change in the too much. The house music's all it's about simplicity. You know, get that note, that phrase working absolutely on the money, and either bring it in on a half bar or a 1 bar in the intro, and then resolve. Bit of room for the vocals, so they don't happen at the same time, and stick with it. Choose 1 or 2 resolves, fills, and put them in the right places at all the same time in the track, and keep it constant. Continuity is key. We're making basically loop-based music here. Now, if you change the loop too many times, you lose the identity. So, to recap, work on the phrase, create space for the funk, make it constant. Like have it.
Don't confuse the listener in the arrangement.
It's too confusing. It's overcooked at the moment. Pare it back a bit. Again, that is always the key here when you're starting up. It's having that understanding of knowing when you've overdone it. Just to say, I'm going to come back a little bit. Just but that confidence thing comes with time. You'll get that over time, and the more records you do,
and just getting feedback. Honestly, like not everyone. A lot of the big artists that Mark works with day in, day out here at Toolroom are not just sending finished tracks that Toolroom sign, that Mark and the team sign. They are doing the same sort of feedback. So a lot of it is about building your network, building your contacts as you do this real hard, like groundbreaking work now. The minute you start to get contacts, get a few labels and friends, you're actually opening your network and your access to be able to get a bit more feedback and a bit more help. That's what a lot of the bigger artists out there are getting. They're actually getting that guidance.
Most of my day is spent working on other people's records.
With similar stuff like this.
We're getting the parts and go, look, let's just change it. That's got 8 bars too long there. Let's turn that. Let's get under the hood of this record and add my bit. That's my job. That's what I do. That's why we have the word Toolroom Academy written on the wall here. That's why we're Toolroom Academy, because we've built a sound based on continual quality over and over and over again. We're making Bentleys here. And that's what we do. To make a Bentley, we have a whole team of experts that are the production line. You know, someone comes up with it, someone designs the idea, and then we all get round the idea to bring that idea to the best collectively. Whether it's me, whether it's Matt, whether it's George, whether it's Danny, we're under the hood going, can this be 10% better? Can this be 5% better? We get under the hood and make it as the best version of it that it can be. And that's what sets a record company apart from a record label. You know, that's the difference. Is the staff, the knowledge, the input is the difference between being signed to a record company and being signed to a record label.
100%, man, definitely. And so you know, take that and think, well, yeah, I can push to that, I can get to that. You just got to keep going and make those contacts and go for it. Ryan's actually on the chat as well, which is wicked.
Ryan. No, it's really cool,
just
mate.
Really appreciate the feedback. Love it. I love this. I love everyone. I love everyone chatting here on chat. This is wicked. It's a really good vibe. You guys should all be connecting. You should all be connecting. All share your handles. Follow each other.
If someone likes Ryan,
you could double your growth here, guys.
Someone will be saying, "I made a record like Ryan. Maybe I tap Ryan up. We could do some stuff. We could do some shit.
Exactly.
We're coming from the same place. So that's the idea of these things. Not only to give you feedback, but maybe connect people. Create brand new.
It's all about seeking opportunities and networking, guys. All right. That's what we're about. That's why we do these sessions. We're here to give you feedback on your demos. Okay. I've said it a few times. Make sure you follow Toolroom Records, Toolroom Academy on socials. You'll see when we announce the next one, and you can get your demos in. All right, guys, that is all we got time for tonight. I'm afraid we've got to move on. Mark's got to practice his cycling because he is about to ride all the way to Amsterdam. Did you like
love the way how you segued into that.
It's a great segue, wasn't it?
I've got to practice my cycling. Stabilisers are coming off.
He's got to practice. We're going to let go of the back of the seat and let him on his own so that he can get better at cycling, because he is going to cycle all the way from London to Amsterdam for the Amsterdam Dance Music Event, raising money for Bridges for Music. All right, check the chat out. There is a link there where you can go and donate. It's a great cause. I know we've been harping on about it, but it's what it's all about, guys. All right. I think that's the first time we've mentioned it. I think
we might have slipped
last time, maybe in 30 minutes.
Hopefully we can, we've given you something. If there's one nugget that you can take away,
we're trying to inspire you guys.
Then great stuff. But do me a favour, put your hands in your pocket. Even if it's a pound,
go for it.
It makes you the better person. So get involved, get that done. And we'll see you on the next one.
We'll see you on the next one, guys.
Thanks for your brilliant music.
Yeah, brilliant. I've got to say thanks to everyone who sent their tracks in.
I've really, really enjoyed it. Because every track, from the Tech House Tombola has come out.
It's brilliant, right?
In fact, I'm going to get you to do my lottery tickets. I think with that level
your numbers. There's got to be a deal.
We didn't pick out one bad one. Not one bad one.
No. I'll pick your numbers this week, mate. I'll go for it.
Well, if I'm not back the week after, it's because Pete picked out all the winning numbers. And
hang on, we've got to agree a cut for this.
I'll definitely give you a shout from Bermuda at some point.
There's got to be a cut if I pick your winning numbers, mate. And for that as well, guys, those that are attending Amsterdam Dance Event, make sure you come to our free Toolroom Academy event. All right, you've got to register, and to be honest, there's not actually that many spaces left. But get involved. Thursday, 19th of October.
Where can you register, Peter?
You can register at the Toolroom Academy website. No, check out.
Start there.
Go to the Toolroom. Do you know what? Go to the Toolroom Academy Instagram page. Check out the link in our bio. It will take you to a link tree, I think, which will have it there, where you can go and register.
Is there a more complicated way of signing up, Pete?
Send us a self-addressed envelope with a postage stamp. How do you say? What was the old saying?
A self-addressed envelope too.
You had to put the postage stamp on it yourself.
Make me a Tech House winner.
Make me a Tech House winner.
33 Acacia Avenue, Blackpool.
and we'll put you in the draw, and then we'll let you know. We'll phone you up on a Saturday and let you know when.
Don't call us. We'll call you.
Yeah.
And on that note,
yeah, we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks again for sending your tracks. Honestly, you guys helped make this. Mark, thanks for taking your time.
My pleasure. No, absolutely, Mark. I loved it.
It's been brilliant, guys. We'll see you on the next one. All right, guys. Take care, everyone.
Later.
Take it easy. See you later.